Hey yo, what is up? Today I'm covering the object 283 tier 9 medium tank that has entered super test about 2 weeks ago, and this is what it is right now. It looks like it's going to be released in the 1.18.1 update, which is coming up soon. Obviously a tier 9 tank is going to be some sort of a reward tank, something you need to grind towards or maybe collect tokens in exchange for them. But yeah, rear turreted medium tank gun. Of course, it kind of reminds us of the tier 10 K91 medium tank, but of course the K91 was is a fast firing medium tank, reloading at 6 seconds. The tier 9 object 283 kind of looks like K91. It's got that kind of medium tank vibe, rear turreted. You kind of want to expect it to perform the same, but it is not. It is a slower reloading tank. The K91 reloads in 6 seconds. This one reloads in about 9 seconds. But it has 360 alpha versus the K91, which has 320 alpha. So I want to say it is, it's really not the same kind of tank. It might have the same kind of aesthetic, but it is going to perform fairly differently. This tank, 1700 hit points, 680 horsepower on this tank. The K91 has 860 horsepower, highly agile, highly mobile K91. The 283 kind of like in the same vein, but much lower horsepower, 680 horsepower. The power to weight ratio on the 283 is 17.89, which doesn't make this a slow tank, but it is not the most agile tank. It is not fast on its feet like K91. K91 has 19.11 power to weight ratio. This one has 17.89 and only 680 horsepower, while the K91 has 860 horsepower. So less agile if you compare it to K91, but higher damage output with that 360 alpha gun, taking 3 seconds more to reload. So the only reason I want to compare it to the K91 is because it has a rear turret. You kind of think that it's going to work the same way like a K91, but not really. I feel like the Object 283 is not a I don't know how to say it. This tank is not very interesting for me. It has a 360 alpha gun, but you can't really be in the front with the heavies, trying to challenge the heavies, trying to challenge other heavies, because it reloads in 9 seconds. It is a medium tank, does not have a lot of armor. Hull armor is only 190 frontally. Yes, the top is very sloped, but with only that 190 millimeters, almost anything can pen in. And the turret armor at tier 9 is only 250 millimeters frontally. Yes, there's a lot of sloping in the front, but 250 is not a lot of armor for if you're gonna be playing that aggressive frontal role. So I feel like this tank is going to be like a support role, but supporting from the back. I don't feel like this tank is can play aggressively. The only time you can be aggressive is when you can find a corner you can side scrape from. I suppose that would be the only time where you can make it workable for yourself. The dispersion on the tank is not too bad, 0.36, and the aim time 2.4 seconds. It makes it, kind of like a decent aiming gun. It can work, but then 9 seconds reload time and the lack of armor makes me think that you can only fight with this tank on flat grounds, around corners, where you can find a situation where you can side scrape, and then that will be the only time when you can make this tank work. Also, this gun has a 6 degree of depression frontally, so maybe on the sides you might get more than 6 degrees of gun depression, but from the front only 6 degrees, so not a lot of gun depression, which means you can only fight on flat surfaces, flat ground, around buildings, around corners, city maps, maps with terrain undulations. It's going to be difficult to fight with this tank. However, it does have pretty good camouflage values, 15.1% camo values. This means you can take it up to 32% camo when stationary. This means, this tank is going to work well as a sniper, hang out with your tank destroyers, and then move forward behind the heavies, behind the mediums, kind of like second line, third line defense tank in the early game, and then at the late game, mid to late game, you move forward, use your side scraping powers, and try to win the game during the mid and the late game. That's what I think how this tank will work out if I was going to make it work for myself. But to be honest with you, I don't find this tank in any way attractive. I think the K91 is a much sexier tank in tier 10. In tier 9, this thing does not look very attractive. Maybe if you turn that turret around and face frontally, make the back the front and the front the back, maybe that could work. I don't know. The speed on this tank, it goes forward 50 kilometers an hour, goes in reverse 18 kilometers an hour. So you can't play this tank this way, facing front from the back and play it like a, regular tank. But anyway, I digress. In my opinion, I don't find this tank very sexy looking, therefore I'm not interested in it. That's the only reason I don't like this tank. It could be, playing well, it could be a competitive tank, I don't know, but I don't find it attractive enough for me to even give it a chance. But I'm just going to cover it for you guys so you know what to expect in 1.18.1 update. This tank, again, a tier 9, probably some kind of reward tank, some kind of token tank that you need to earn in order to get it, as with all tier 9 reward or premium tanks that have come out so far. But anyway, that's all I have for you today on the Object 283 tier 9 Soviet medium tank. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.